Students in class 9th. Dear students, today we are going to discuss Geography chapter 2, Physical Features of India. You know that Indian physical features are grouped into 6 major physiographic divisions, and out of them we already discussed the Himalaya mountains and the northern plains. Today we are going to discuss third important physical feature of India. It is the peninsular plateau. The peninsular plateau is a tableland composed of the old crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks. It was formed due to the breaking and drifting of the Gondwana land and thus making it a part of oldest landmass. The plateau has broad and shallow valleys and rounded hills. This plateau consists of two broad divisions, namely the Central Highland and the Deccan Plateau. The part of peninsular plateau lying to the north of the Narmada River, covering a major area of the Malwa Plateau, is known as Central Highlands. The Vindhya range is bounded by the Satpura range on the south and the Aravalli on the northwest. The further westwards extension gradually merges with the sandy and rocky desert of Rajasthan. The flow of the rivers draining this region, namely the Chambal, the Sindh, the Betwa and Ken, is from southwest to northeast, thus indicating the slope. The Central Highlands are wider in the west but narrower in the east. The eastward extension of this plateau are locally known as the Bundelkhand and the Baghelkhand. The Chota Nagpur Plateau marks the further eastward extension drained by the Damodar River. The Deccan Plateau is a triangular landmass that lies to the south of the river Narmada. The Satpura range flanks its broad base in the north, while the Mahadev, the Kaimur hills and the Mekal range form its eastern extensions. The Deccan Plateau is higher in the west and slopes gently eastwards. An extension of plateau is also visible in the northeast, locally known as the Meghalaya, Karbi Anglong Plateau and North Kachar Hills. It is separated by a fault from the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Three prominent hill ranges from the west to the east are the Garo, the Khasi and the Jayantia hills. The Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats mark the western and the eastern edges of the Deccan Plateau respectively. Western Ghats lie parallel to the western coast. They are continuous and can be crossed through passes only. The Western Ghats are higher than the Eastern Ghats. Their average elevation is 900 to 1600 meters as against 600 meters of the Eastern Ghats. The Eastern Ghats stretches from the Mahanadi Valley to the Nilgiri in the south. The Eastern Ghats are discontinuous and irregular and dissected by the river draining into the Bay of Bengal. The Western Ghats causes orographic rain by facing the rain-bearing moist winds to the rise along the western slopes of the Ghats. The Western Ghats are known by different local names. The height of the Western Ghats progressively increased from north to south. The highest peak included the Anaimudi 2695 meters and the Doda Beta 2637 meters. Mahendragiri 1501 meters is the highest peak in the Eastern Ghats. Sheura Hills and the Javdi Hills are located to the southeast of the Eastern Ghats. Locate the famous hill stations of Udangamandalam, popularly known as Uti. One of the distinct features of peninsular plateau is the black soil area known as the Deccan Trap. This is of volcanic origin, hence the rocks are igneous. Actually, these rocks have denuded over time and are responsible for the formation of black soil. The Ravli Hills lie on the western and northwestern margins of the peninsular plateau. These are highly eroded hills and are found as broken hills. They extended from Gujarat to Delhi in a southwest and southeast direction. Thank you and have a nice day.